I'm Bryan.
Back with another episode of Buds and Suds.
CBS night!
CBS!
So this was a Christmas gift from my wife. Lucky Adam has had CBS like 25 times or something. Twice, I know. But each time I've been working. Oh, 3. Oh my gosh, you're killing me. I want my beer back. No. So he's had it a few times and talked about how awesome it is, and I've just wanted to have some, and every time I've been working, so I couldn't. And so my wife was nice enough to get me one for Christmas, and so this was my Christmas present. Let's get into it.
Yeah, and so...
I forgot to say, so CBS, 10.6, for those of you who don't know, bottled in 2011, and this is 2016, so it's 5 years old.
Mm-hmm. And so I've had it, so we're near Lexington, Kentucky, and it has a great craft brew scene going on in Lexington. So we have a Pies and Pints, it's a chain, and that's the first time I had it with their opening. They had a Founders, big release that day, and so I had CBS on tap. And then we have a Hop Cat, which is another big chain, had it there for their release, and then I had a bottle at a local shop in Lexington that has a cellar list. But a question we looked up, and if you guys can help us out and post comments, we'd appreciate it. But so are the kegs that we have even in, so the first time I had it was 2015, and then again, no, they were both in 2015. So are those kegs from 2011 as well? We're not sure if they only brewed it in 2011 and those kegs are from 2011, or if only the bottles are from 20. We're pretty sure the bottles are only from 2011, but the kegs we're not sure on. So if anyone watching this knows, you can let us know. We really can't find a good answer.
Well, we're lazy. We didn't look on Google, but
well, I Googled it, but it wasn't blatantly obvious, and it's not right on like the main headlines. I'm not going to keep searching. But anyway, so the kegs I had in 2015, I'm curious, are those from 2011, or have they brewed it since 2011 and just in kegs and not in bottles? I would assume that all the kegs are from 2011 as well, but that's a guess. So, but Canadian Breakfast Stout. It's Canadian Breakfast Stout.
It is.
There's a freaking Mountie on
CBS.
the freaking bottle. Do you see that? Maple syrup.
Is he holding a beer?
Coffee.
What's he holding? Nothing. He should be holding
Bourbon
coffee
barrels.
and like maple or something.
Hashtag whales. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Why are you making me wait?
Yeah.
That's just black.
Yeah. Yes. Just nice tan head.
It's
alcohol legs. Pretty thick. 10.6%.
So the first thing I get is the coffee espresso peppery aroma. And then
I agree. I get
sweetness on kind of the end of that.
My initial aroma impression is the peppery espresso. Mm-hmm. Yeah, coffee espresso. Nice cocoa roastiness there.
I don't get the roastiness really. I get some sweetness, but I don't know if I'd be able to tell you it's from maple syrup or
I don't get much maple syrup on the nose, but
I just get a little sweetness.
I definitely get a little alcohol booziness there, a little bourbon, a little vanilla, just there at the end. It smells wonderful.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh. And there's the maple. So I definitely get that maple syrup sweetness right on the front.
I do too.
Wow,
I get that, and then I get a little roastiness. Do you get the roastiness?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then kind of on the back end, I get a little bit of espresso peppery flavor.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. That the coffee espresso, that flavor, it comes on the back, but man, it is a nice velvety mouthfeel. I'm still getting that sugary maple syrup sweetness on my tongue. Oh, that's delicious. I can't imagine what this tastes like. We were just talking about, I wonder what this tastes like fresh. But my gosh, phenomenal beer. Cocoa, roastiness.
And it's warmed up to probably a little higher than cellar temperature, but I mean, it's right where it should be.
And I love my barrel-aged stouts like this. It's so sweet, decadent, desserty.
Yeah, this
marshmallows. Oh my gosh, it's just.
I don't get much vanilla. Do you get vanilla?
Well, no, I mean.
You say marshmallow, it just made me think of vanilla.
Well, I do get a little bit of vanilla and the sweetness. And so,
I get some sweetness.
I think part of the bourbon barrel, I'm getting a little bit of the bourbon, a little bit of vanilla, and the sweetness. And so when I put that vanilla and sweetness together, it makes marshmallows for me.
I guess I don't get a lot of bourbon. I get a little on the nose, but just a little bit.
I'm getting a little more. I get more and more. Oh yeah, as they go along, I'm taking it in a big old whiff though. So, you know, in chemistry, they always taught you to waft stuff like this. I'm just.
No, you got to put your nose in this one. Get your nose wet. So, what do you think compared to when you've had it before? You've had it side by side with CBS or KBS. You like this better than KBS, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes, definitely.
We're already getting feedback.
Someone's cussing me already. No. From what I remember, KBS, first time I had this, I was really green into craft beer, and I thought the sweetness of this was a little overwhelming, and I preferred KBS. But now I've had a lot of stuff. Your palates change. And I just think this is phenomenal. You can't get this every day. I love the sweetness.
Me too.
You know, a lot of people say KBS is super overrated. I still think it holds its own even against something like this. But gosh, yeah, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is really good. I do like the sweetness. I think the sweetness from the maple, it balances the coffee and roasty aroma and flavor.
So you brought it up. I didn't.
Okay. Brought what up?
Morning Delight.
Yeah, I brought that up earlier. So he's bringing up the fact that before we even tried anything tonight, I wanted a sip of this just to see if my palate would change, to see if it tasted the same, because my wife paid a lot of money to get this for me. And it wasn't a disappointment by any stretch. It was just, we've had Morning Delight, which is
Top and Goliath.
Probably, I have to say, one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, it may be number one for me.
If it's not number one, it's pretty daggone close. Yeah. It was freaking awesome.
And now, it's not barrel-aged, but it is maple syrup, coffee, Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah, I would give the edge to that.
I would
more
too.
than the edge. I mean, it was a better beer. But
the differences being, I think it was thicker.
It was certainly thicker.
It was chewing beer instead of drinking beer, which is awesome.
But it was so well blended. I mean, this is well balanced too, but it was just to have that much sweetness and that thick of a beer and it be so well balanced still, I was super impressed.
Yeah. This is a little thinner.
It is. And coffee beers will be a little thinner, but Morning Delight wasn't. I don't know.
And Morning Delight's release was this fall, and this is 5 years old, so it may not be a fair comparison.
It may not be. That's a good point. Maybe in its prime, this was as good or better. I don't know.
Yeah, but I agree. When you're judging whales, I mean, gosh, they're both fives for me, I guess. But when you're talking about it, it's like you're compartmentalizing your fives, like top of the top versus this is still something that you just can't get, and it's so well done. And even after 5 years, it holds up. I mean, I still get coffee, I still get maple syrup, still get the bourbon barrel. I mean, it's all that stuff is held up, and so I hate comparing a 5-year-old beer to a fresh beer.
It's probably not fair.
It's probably not fair. Yeah, but this, I mean, this is like a 4.75/5, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, and totally wonderful.
I gave it a 4.75, and it's only probably because of Morning Delight, but that's probably unfair because had I not had that one, I bet I would have given it a 5. But still, I mean, a 4.75, it's still higher than the average on Untappd.
Yeah.
So I'm comfortable with that. I'll stick with a 4.75. It's really good. I'm glad my wife got it for me. I'm glad she asked you what I wanted.
Yeah. As far as trade value goes, this is probably like a little less than actually what Morning Delight's going for right now.
Really?
Yeah. Close, but a little less. But that's one of those things, man. If you haven't had it, you gotta have it. You gotta try it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a check.
I had to try it. I had to be able to try it and check it off the bucket list, the beer bucket list.
The beer bucket list.
But it's worth it. I'm glad. I know what she paid, and I would definitely pay that again.
Yeah, it's a wonderful beer. Trade up. I mean, yeah, I know there's not a lot of this left out there. Trade up, get it, try it. It's wonderful.
Oh man, as it warms though, it just smells so much better.
Yeah, you had it.
I just pulled it out of the fridge. Well, I pulled it out of the fridge like an hour before, but I had an ice pack on it just to keep it from getting hot on the trip over here. And it just, the aroma before was mostly peppery as it was cold. Now I get sweetness and then the peppery. This is just, it's really awesome.
I'm getting even more vanilla and everything. It's like vanilla ice fudge coffee
with maple syrup.
With maple syrup drizzle. It's wonderful.
If they just added bacon, you'd add bacon to this, it would be perfect.
I could see that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, we are going to sip and enjoying this. In our next video, actually, while we're enjoying this, is we're going to talk about our Huna Day.
Huna.
So keep tuning in. Anything else?
No.
As always, if you can't have the beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.